Welcome to the sweet spot. Where the sweetness is just right there. Gotta keep it hot. You gotta cook it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where the sweetness is just right there. Just keep it hot. Just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where the sweetness is just right there. Just keep it hot. Just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where the sweetness is just right there. Just keep it hot. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where the sweetness is just right there. Just keep it hot. I said everybody welcome to the spot.
All right, so look, we got some hot topics here. We're talking about the inauguration. We're talking about relationships. Also, food. We're gonna have a meditation session. So you can sit down, meditate with us. We're gonna get that going probably about like 30 minutes or whatever. But right now, we're gonna sit down, top it up. Hey, if you guys got some questions you want to ask us, feel free to hit us up in the comment section below. So, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna just chill out right now. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk, we're gonna top it up, we're gonna get something to do. You guys sit back, listen to the song by Lamaj and Frequency King called Let's Be Friends. Also, it's on Spotify, YouTube, my bad, it's called Jeff Friends. Go check it out.
Be friends, let's be friends. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna pretend.
Oh man. So what's up everybody? How you guys doing out there? You guys all right? Hey, everybody here, if you want to introduce yourselves, you can go right ahead. Got my boy Josh Panama Drift.
I'm about to slide in. Hold on. What's good? It's your boy Panama Drift, the one and only, baby. It's a pleasure to be here at the Sweet Spot.
Most definitely. We have my significant other, Naisha Sapp. We got my little bro to the left of me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get like
Jay Bird.
maybe close to you.
Got one of my longtime friends.
Thank you.
Shannon in the building. We got our homegirl Angel.
Hey.
On camera, give it up for one of the newest members of Funkalicious, Reason. Give it up for her.
Yeah.
You could check her out on Instagram at Reason2Skate. That's two, the number two, not T-O or T-O-O or just whatever you want to spell it as. It's number two. So without further ado, actually, what we're gonna do right now, Reason, you want to introduce yourself and give your background, where you came from, how long you've been skating, and what do you get out of it the most?
Yeah, so my name is officially Alicia, but I go by A Reason to Skate. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Let's see, I've been skating since I was 8 years old. I grew up at the rink. My aunt was a floor guard, so I was kind of forced to skate every weekend. Hated it at first, fell in love with it. Now it's like my career. What I get out of it, it's the best way for me to express myself. I mean, I am a dancer, I'm a skater, and I blend the two together. I don't even know. It just fills my heart with joy. I think about it till I go to bed. I wake up in the middle of the night writing down choreography for skating or whatever. It's just literally my life, and I love it.
That's what's up. So, what made you interested in joining the band Funkalicious or even performing with them?
I love the idea of, I don't want to say retro, but funk in general. I feel like the focus of roller skating right now the trend at least amongst some skaters. It's more of like the disco or like the 80s. I feel like the 70s kind of get overlooked, but that's like where the majority of like the best beats come from. It's the ones that I most jam out to. It's what I grew up with, especially in Detroit. It's very, very, very funk music growing up. Nowadays in Detroit, it's more hip hop, like trap music. But when I was a kid, it was definitely funk. So it definitely takes me back to my hometown. Yeah. And there's no band out there like you guys. So I'm so excited.
Thank you so much. And we're excited to have you. You know, it's been a while since we had another skater that was with us. One of our original skaters, King JC of the LA Rollers. He unfortunately suffered an injury, so he had to kind of be out of commission. But like I said, once again, shout out to King JC of the LA Rollers of Funkalicious. We hope you come back someday. You know, we love what you can bring to the. We love what you bring to the table. Not what you can, but what you bring to the table. We love everything that you're about. Let me see. We got some questions. Who wants to ask the question? Says, "Hey, beautiful queen, Gregory Winston." Hey, okay. Okay, we got some
Liars out there.
Okay. Say hey.
Oh, hey.
Said he was like, you know, I just seen her on here, you know, just wanted to say, how you doing?
Hey,
Spitting off the lunch box.
That's what's up. Like I said, you know, we appreciate having you on board. Like it's so dope. We got another comment. Let's see who, man, I might have to move a little closer or something, man, to read this stuff. You know, my eyes ain't as good as they used to be. It said, it's a beautiful thing you're doing. Follow your dreams. From Miss Jody and Mac. That's what's up.
All right.
Shout out to Miss Jody, man.
Absolutely.
Said Miss Jody, okay. So we want to get into this real quick. We want to get it in and get it out the goddamn way. Now, Reason, I'm pretty sure you have something to say on this, which we all do, and we already know what it's about. The dreadful talk about the inauguration. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna go down the line, ladies and gentlemen. So, Reason, give us your take on the inauguration yesterday. How you feel? You know, you don't have to go too deep into politics. You know, we just basically, you know, it's a change of the guard. It's something that we at least got to talk about right now, just to kind of get, you know, just to get it out the way. Then we're gonna go back and focus on the music, entertainment, and then we're gonna do what it is that we do best. So, if you want to just elaborate on what your thought process is for the next 4 years, and you know, what do you see for the immediate future with this presidential, basically, you know, this new presidential regime?
So I am one of those that did not watch the actual inauguration, only because it was there's a reason behind it. I was afraid. It was a lot of like, what if riots break out, this and that, and so I kind of avoided social media the day of. I was a little like, might be a little too much for me to handle. So I decided to take a few days off from the news feed, and then I'm gonna go back once things kind of chill down, because it is quite heavy on Instagram anyways. When I post something, I see it a little bit, I'm like, oh, I should have turned off my notifications or whatever. So I won't really know like detail wise what was spoken of, but I have come across one article that said that Biden has already kind of like he's already working on a bunch of things, like unwritten things that Trump was trying to get pushed through. I know the pipeline was like a big concern, which for me, I mean, I was never with it anyway. So
that was yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was like one of the first ones, and then of course, like he's pushing the whole like mandate for mask and trying to get the vaccine out and whatnot for coronavirus. Whatever your beliefs are on that, so be it. I am looking forward to them being in office. I feel like we had Obama, and that was during my college years, and I didn't understand the importance of politics.
Mm-hmm.
I was just one of those privileged ones to be able to be in school during Obama era. I don't know if I would be able to survive during Trump era in college because of all the divide. And I went to a very, 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 very religious and white school. So I don't know how that would have turned out. So I'm very blessed to be able to be during the Obama era. But with Biden, I feel like he's definitely going to bring the country back together. There's just been so much divide for the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
From like with me, like my 9 to 5 is in corporate America, and you can even feel the divide there. Like, and now I just feel like I'll be able to maybe look certain executives directly in the eye without feeling like I know that what they're probably have voted for in the past was totally against my beliefs or added any sort of value to my particular day-to-day life or whatever. Like I feel like now it's like, oh, finally, Democrats kind of have it in the office now, so you should be afraid that see what outcome it's going to be. It's going to be things that are in favor of what I would want politically to be pushed forward versus things that are of a disadvantage to me, which is what I felt like the last 4 years have been like. I don't really feel like it was beneficial, honestly. But that's just me. I'm at the top. I'm like down here, little peasant. We'll see. I can give you more details later on. Again, I haven't watched the inauguration, so I have no clue really what was spoken of.
Okay. So basically, we're gonna go down the line. Go to the right. Josh, do you want to give your insight, or do you want to respond to anything that Reason said, or?
So I would like to add that definitely to what you're saying, Reason, is it's been a very moving and progressive steps for the nation. And in my personal opinion, I think that there are some things that Biden is addressing which are important. Deporting kids and beating up Indians out of their land and holding them in internment camps is not the vision. So there are things like that. Personally, in my own opinion, I do have a problem with the Paris Agreement. Okay, that's something that I've looked into and researched very clearly, and what it actually means to the U.S. household, not just as a country or in an economic standing, but what it actually does to the American household. So that's one of the ones that I personally did not like. But I think that overall, all the 15, 16 of them, and maybe the other threes we don't know about, those seem to be in a positive step. So I give him his kudos, but that Paris Agreement shit is no go. And this is coming from someone that's involved in the automotive market, involved, of course, just like anyone else in supporting and upholding a household. And I'm educated enough to say that's just a setup. Outside of that, the man's doing great.
All right. So next, Mike, you have anything you want to add to that? How do you feel about it?
So I did watch the actual inauguration. To me, I think that it is, like the both of you said, a great positive step for the nation as far as people of color. We can go into the semantics of ethnicity of these people later. However, I do think that since he did start right away into signing these bills and trying to get things in order, I think that it is going to go in a positive way. At first, I was thinking, it's the typical politician as far as selling us a dream and, we'll see. So, he took some action. So
Right.
we'll see, what the outcome will be for the next 4 years. I'm sure that we can't, get everything back into a positive state within 4 years. But I think that showed us that we are headed in a positive direction.
Right. Definitely. At least for that.
So is that it, or you got a little bit more? All right, Jay.
Is it my turn? Okay. All right, so I don't want to go over a whole recap of this entire fiasco that was last year in just politics alone. But as for myself, I consider my alignment to be kind of more of a moderate independent. I'm socially progressive, but I'm economically conservative. On many issues, of course, some of them overlap on interests, but overall, I prefer certain social programs that promote general welfare.
That's right.
So the thing about Biden is he hasn't been in office that long. I think it's a good thing that Trump is gone. He just sets a bad precedent as far as like being the chief diplomat of our country and head of state aspect, war, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what a businessman has to do in office that requires you to do all these things that he's not qualified for.
Correct.
You should not be putting a person that is, I don't know, you can say he's economically sound, whatever. He has money, he did something right, I guess. You don't want to put them in that position because in the end, Congress are the ones that kind of decide.
Yeah, they run shit.
Run, like stuff happens.
Yeah, they run shit.
So Trump being in to begin with was just kind of dumb,
Right.
but whatever. He did do some things to our trade deals,
Which were great.
which were great.
Which were great. If you know what you're talking about, it was great.
Yes.
Made some money.
One of my favorite things is to talk to people that like completely were like,
Yeah.
Trump only does things that are bad, and I'm like, okay, Trump is stupid.
Yes.
He does things that are bad,
And racist, but he hasn't done everything.
but
that
like
was
he
bad.
likes making money. I was like,
Right.
I mean, the metal tax with Canada was honestly, what I would do is I would go into a room and be like, I know this person's really liberal. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like talking to a friend. Honestly, I think Trump did a great job on the metal tax with Canada. I feel like it's really going to bring in some income. And then they just started like popping off on me. I'm like, yes, excellent. I feed off this. Inauguration to begin with, though, it's cute. What a great ceremony. I only watched tidbits of it because in the end, me personally, it's just a job. Yes, I know it's supposed to be ceremonial. People will be like, it's fun. Let us have fun. Go for it. Go have fun. I mean, the sooner he gets in there and gets his ass in and starts doing something better. So the fact that he got stuff done immediately, again, like other people said, great. Some things I wish would happen faster.
Right.
We basically have our internment camp still.
Yeah.
I say what you want about illegal immigrants being criminals. My main issue is that their children are locked up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing too.
If I talked with like certain other people in the past about this, like conservative friends I talked to, if your parents rob a bank and you're 8 and they show up to your house and they throw you all in jail, I feel like something's wrong because the child didn't have a decision in what their parents decided to do.
Correct.
So that's my main issue. I hope he gets that done faster. Of course, being progressive, there's this whole issue and stuff about fracking. Now, I'm on the fence kind of about my opinion on kind of like fracking stuff. Now, fracking, is it real? Yes.
It is very real.
It is real.
Very real.
It's like I understand industrialism, how that works, but
yes.
whatever.
Very
So
real.
overall, though, Biden being inaugurated in, I guess is a good thing because Trump just emulates the bad things about our country.
Yeah.
But to me, it doesn't signal a change in anything as far as like everything that was in place to put Trump there, as far as I'm concerned, is still there.
Correct.
The swamp has not been drained, which he said he was going to do, which he rescinded on when he left. He actually got rid of a bill that was supposed to be you can't lobby after being in office or something
for 5 years.
But he got rid of that.
Yeah.
So whatever. But
Yeah,
Biden's not going to get rid of that either.
No.
My main issue is, I mean, of course, I wanted Bernie Sanders just because he had some radical ideas
And we need that because you already fucked up with the racism.
And Bernie, first of all, great meme at the ceremony. What a great meme!
Right.
I love the meme. Fantastic stuff. That's my highlight for the inauguration. Bernie and mittens. That's it. But Bernie actually had the exact same idea for trade deals. So here's the thing: Trump was like, "We're going to get money to build a wall," and I'm like, "Cool." He did trade deals so that they would have extra money to potentially pay for a wall.
Right.
That's dumb. How you made the money, cool, but what they're going to spend it on,
Dumb shit.
Bernie was like, hey, man, we're going to do the exact same thing Trump would have done, or what he was doing, except instead of spending it on a wall,
We're gonna build it
We're
into
gonna
the fucking healthcare,
build it in
and
healthcare and
schools
education.
and housing, and make you niggas
So,
rent cheap.
It's very weird. It's very weird to me that he's sitting out of this again. And
We let the white
Biden is already doing a better job, I guess, than Trump as far as keeping our country together. Now, whether or not they're rotting it from the inside,
It's been rotted.
yeah, I don't know whether or not they well, I mean, I do know, but I'm going to be optimistic. I don't know whether or not they can continue doing this. But if you have a majority of people in Congress that are running our country right now in this modern era, and they were born in the 40s, there's an issue.
Right.
Me.
Right.
Yeah, you can go. But I guess I'll end it with this. Yes, Bernie's old also, but he at least wanted new ideas and progressive.
So
Biden doesn't signal change. He signals established status quo coming back in.
Right.
So we're not moving anywhere. We're just going back to where we were.
and I would like to add to what this amazing man said, is that, you know, we live in 2021, right? Okay? Or parents, and even ourselves, right? We think different than our parents, okay? Their wisdom in which they give us, right? Help us propel forward and truly understand what's right and wrong, correct? For whatever reason in history, America literally took a step back to where every racist person all of a sudden was brave. Every nigga that knew that was gonna get their ass whooped, Indian, Chinese, Pakistani, the Jewish brothers, they all knew that was gonna catch the fade. If it was from the bus driver, the old lady across the street, it was gonna get it. And
Catch
what?
the twisted T.
Right, catch the twisted T. Right, exactly, right? So all I want to add is that he's correct. It's like we need to progress as a nation. COVID showed that America is powerful and rich and all the shit we got. We weren't ready. Niggas was on unemployment doing dumb shit, and people that needed it fucking were struggling, while other countries supported their whole nations through where the shit was clearing, and niggas had their shit
And
paid.
they call it socialism and communism, and it's
Right. So why is the richest nation in the world having a problem to support its own citizens? That means that we have had a system which has failed. So we needed to move forward as a whole. I believed in Trump for the sense of the good trade deals, because I make money in that fucking industry, and I'm gonna tell you guys some shit. That racist, crazy white person, there was a reason why the niggas didn't like him. It wasn't because he was just racist. It's because he's fucking their money up. They're draining the swamp on us. And he was like, no, how the fuck, why are you niggas giving fucking India money, nigga, and niggas is broke? You know? So he stopped a lot of that shit. And my concern is that Biden is just, you know, might revert us back to the same shit where we're not progressing. And that's the problem. Like, why are we still struggling when the world just showed that they all could stand on their own? Come on now. Like, think about it. Like, we're paying taxes, Social Security, right? We're electing politicians, right?
They're talking about getting rid of Social Security.
And they're talking about getting rid of Social Security. And there's some dumb motherfucker in the background, whoever you may be. Sorry. Whoever you may be, if you think it's a good idea to get rid of Social Security, we didn't even have ground to stand on when niggas started dying.
Well, no, it's not the fact that
Yeah,
they're
well, I think
getting
the
rid
best part
of
that was the compensation and the talks even. Like, we're going to just dip in the Social Security fund. It's like,
yeah, because that's
what,
what I take all
are
your
you
money.
giving back my money?
Right.
Well, think about it.
But look, it's not that they're getting rid of Social Security for our generation. Is that they don't have enough money because we are owned by China. They're going to make you think like, oh, we're going to get rid of Social Security. You have to, because you don't have no money to pay us for Social Security.
Okay, so what about the
But Trump actually closed a lot of the deficit with China. That's another random factor about like Trump's craziness, is that he actually closed a large gap in the deficit of the money we owe them. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
It sounds
That's why he was pushing for like China's terrible. China.
Right. And that's why he put tariffs on a lot of their products, and a lot of people don't realize, but China wants to rule the world by money. They figured out that they can't beat America in war, so guess what? We gonna buy your ass out. Right, for now. And that's what they're on. They don't give a fuck about.
Well, you know what they're doing. China's going into other countries and building stuff, because like they're in Samoa right now.
People are stupid.
building schools. They're trying to get in with the people, so then eventually they'll go against us.
But realistically, they're the ones that could shut down the whole world if there wasn't laws.
No one
and
else
shit.
really. They're the ones that are producing everything. So
Yeah,
they
control like a lot of shit that people think. It's scary.
I don't. And the thing is, like,
It's really scary.
I have faith that there's plenty of people in China, the Chinese people, that don't want exactly what's going on because they did like protests and riots and stuff back in the 80s. And there's the more modern age, the more people get exposed to different ideas. So modern warfare is extremely hard because there's people that will not agree with you, and it's a huge thing. But yeah, like Biden, in the end, I don't want him to keep the things that are good. But he is not going to be an isolationist. And one of my conservative things about economics and stuff is isolationism.
Yeah, those are
the
worst.
We like to power project.
Yeah.
That's why we have bases all over the world.
Right.
Everywhere. We throw a ton of money into Israel and all of our allies so that we keep them nice and strong.
Right. And
so
then
that they can,
do, yep.
Here's the thing. We sink a bunch of money into India.
Yeah.
Why? They're the only country on the planet that rivals China in population.
Correct.
And they are right next to China.
Right.
And they are our ally.
Right. Right. And China is our enemy. So you got to keep your enemies and your friends.
They're our enemy. That is also our best economic.
Right. Yeah, bro. It's a bigger story, bro. It's crazy.
But I do fear Biden is going to lax on certain things. But
I think.
I guess we won't have as many riots in the streets. And
Are you stupid?
Yeah, I don't.
What you say?
Wow, what's the next subject?
All right, the next subject. Well, how you gonna just switch the subject?
Damn! Hey, this is popular vote. This is popular vote.
Listen, you are a Russian Chinese bot. How dare you steal my election?
All right, so we were supposed to go down the line. Josh! Goddamn,
Sorry, Shannon.
Sorry.
I'm here on vacation.
All right, so Shannon, what do you have to say on this? Like, what's your opinion? Like, how do you feel about this whole thing, and where do you see us going in the next 4 years?
Well, honestly, one issue like that I do have, like, I'm really hoping that he follows through on the pardon for like student loans, because I feel like debt is a huge factor in this country, and a lot of it comes from student loans. You know what I'm saying? They always want to be pressed on people getting an education, but we all know that, you know, majority of the American people can't really afford the whole tuition of you know, each semester of a college fund or whatnot. So that, of course, you have to get the loans and stuff, but then you basically paying the loans for the rest of your life till you die. And then even sometimes after a person is deceased, they put that debt on, you know, their loved ones and stuff. And it's just like, it's just an ongoing debt. So honestly, I think it's just gotten to the point where it's just gotten really out of hand. You know, more people are in debt, like as far as, you know, student loans, like for people that went to college or whatever, you know, they talking about, oh, get a good education, get a good job. Okay, that's cool, but you're not really able to enjoy the money that you make from getting educated, because a lot of it's going to student loans and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I really do hope that he do follow through on that, you know, as far as, you know, pardon people from their student loan debt. It needs to happen. That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about it. I'm inviting out down there over there in Mobile, Alabama. Lieutenant Jan. I told him Bubba was my bestest friend. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to segue into a couple things right about now. I told you do not come out there and go that way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is right about now. I'm going to switch to a quick segment, music history. On this day in music history. All right, on this day in music history, January 21st, I'm pretty sure most of us in this room don't give no shits, but I'm pretty sure some people out there that are watching may care. In 1963, the Beatles made their third appearance on the Radio Luxembourg program, The Friday Spectacular. The Beatles were invited by the host and played 2 tracks, Please, Please, Me, and Ask Me Why.
I'm actually.
That's on this day in 1963. So fuck you. On this day in 1968, Jimi Hendrix recorded his version of the Bob Dylan song All Along the Watchtower at Olympic Studios in London. Rolling Stone, Brian Jones, percussion, and Dave Mason from Traffic, 12-string guitar, both played on the session. The track was released in the US as a single in 1968, peaking at number 20. In this day, in 1972, Pink Floyd appeared at the Guildhall Portsmouth, England. This was the first time that they were able to perform the whole of what became the Dark Side of the Moon album in its entirety. The previous night's performance, Brighton, having been halted for technical reasons. All right. This day, in 1982, B.B. King donated his entire record collection of over 20,000 discs to Mississippi University's Centre for the Study of Southern Culture. That was dope. All right. On this day, in 1984, the famous soul singer Jackie Wilson died age 49. Wilson suffered a massive heart attack while playing a Dick Clark show at the Latin Casino in New Jersey on September 29, 1975, falling headfirst to the stage while singing Lonely Teardrops, and had remained in a coma until his death 8 years later. His
Jamal,
1952 what?
hey, real fast, who has your phone so you can see your messages?
What? Why are you gonna stop me in the middle while I'm reading this?
Because somebody's communicating with you and you need to read it.
That's on them. Fuck. Don't disturb. The hell?
No, Mike is trying to communicate with you.
Why you say somebody trying to?
Well,
What are you talking about? Somebody trying to communicate with me? What are you talking about?
go to the messenger.
They're not talking to me.
Yes, Mike is.
No, he's talking to Alicia. Said you want to skate again after this segment.
Yeah, I can skate a little bit more, then I have to head out afterwards.
Yeah, you're slow or messing up my goddamn music history segment. I gotta go back. God damn it! Tired of this country ass town. Shit flying all in my goddamn mouth. It got me switching up from the broadcasting voice to.
Wait, did someone say country? Are we going to get into the conversation whether or not country deserves to be its own genre?
Are we really going to get into that conversation?
Wait. We can go into that one after this one because that one was music from around the world. Before I was really interrupted. In 1984, on this day, 1984, Jackie Wilson, soul singer, died age 49 while playing a Dick Clark show at the Latin Casino in New Jersey on 1975, September 29th, falling headfirst to the stage while singing Lonely Teardrops, and had remained in a coma until his death 8 years later. His 1957 single, Reach Pitted, became a posthumous #1 when he reissued in 1987 due to an in part new animated video made for the song, featuring a clay model of Wilson. Van Morrison wrote Jackie Wilson's song Said, which was covered by Dexy's Midnight Runners. All right, on this day in 1987, Aretha Franklin. Keith Richards inducted Aretha Franklin at the second annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Awards, held in New York City. Keith later took part in a jam with Bruce Springsteen, Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Roy Orbison, Sitting, and Daryl Hall. Now, let's see if we got anything else that's worth mentioning. Okay, now. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Adele. This is a funk hip hop show. All right, we can talk about this. Born on this day, 1965, American musician and DJ Jam Master Jason Mizell Run DMC of Run DMC fame, he was murdered by an assassin's single bullet on the 30th of October 2002. Run DMC had the 1986 UK #8 single with Aerosmith, Walk This Way, and the 1998 UK #1 hit, It's Like That. Robert De Niro was born today in 1965. Wait, no, it wasn't. Wait, what the hell? It was supposed to be birthdays. Fucking retarded ass website. All right, I'm sorry I said the word retard. I mean, just in a crazy sense. Don't want to offend anybody. They're gonna be mad at me like, nah, hell no. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into music from around the world. Now, during this segment, what we're gonna talk about is different music influences from around the world, different things we may have been influenced by, or songs that we may not be aware of that maybe people that are in the room right now might know about, or if you guys have any suggestions. Jay brought up an interesting point. We want to know, should country be considered its own genre? And why do you feel that this particular genre of music shouldn't be included, or, you know, its own genre? What's the reason behind it? Because I might agree with you.
I thought country music was its own genre.
It is its own
but
genre.
he's saying why it shouldn't.
So it's a meme, and it kind of isn't, because if you talk to certain musicians, like plenty of people are like, so one of my friends who likes to bring this up a lot, technically music could just have no genre. It comes the same thing. Humans are just humans, but whatever. We decide they're different enough that we want to classify them as something. So the thing about country music is it's essentially rock and roll,
Correct.
but with a country twang.
What's the twang?
Yeah.
What instrument creates the twang?
What instrument creates the twang?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say just you could do accent.
Well,
are you saying guitar?
Okay. No, not necessarily. Yes, but not necessarily. To add, go ahead, please.
Right. So my whole thing with country is this, right? We have an example. This is considered a country song, also a rap, but it's considered a country song. Old Town Road, big hit. Everybody knew about it. Made another country song that randomly was just like, yep, we're here. So here's the thing about that. I just feel like, if I'm going to sing this song or do whatever, because it was basically written on a rap beat.
Yeah.
You could just be like, gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road, gonna ride like it can no more. You can just say something like that in whatever, and that doesn't necessarily sound like anything. But as soon as I go like, well, gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be, right?
Ride till I can't no more. Horses in the bag. Country. Apparently, guess what? That is country rap, because I do it with a twang. So, to me, country music is basically signified as its own genre by the fact that I sing with a country accent.
Oh, okay.
And I talk about country stuff as far as like, well, I'm not gonna take my segue to the Old Town Road. We'll take my horse.
Definitely not mine.
We'll take my horse to the Old Town Road. We're gonna ride like we can. Like I got the horses in the back. Like, and then even in the song, you can say he's referring to his car, but like the fact that they're saying horses and stuff is because it's like, well, this is a country song. Gotta talk about horses. Hey, all right, I'm gonna take you for a ride on my great.
Don't you forget the barbecue steak.
Go slow. Out to the pasture. And the thing is, like, when you look at genres of music, to me, you have hip hop and like rap, which is signified by like its beat and how like rap usually talks about life things in general. Like you could do like rap nowadays, like whatever. You can have an argument about whether or not it's good. It usually talks about life situations or scenarios. So it also is a poem. So that's usually what it's signified by. Rock and roll, you just signify heavy guitar, heavy drums, stuff like that. Yeah. And then you have stuff like jazz, which is signified by like free flow, brass instruments.
It's more of that.
Yeah. So each of those have their own thing. And the thing about country music to me is interesting. Like to me, like that. And the thing is that if I remember, that one is more like folk.
Yes, but it's still country music.
It is still. But here's the thing: should we consider country music and we call it to be folk?
No, country music is. May I?
Yeah.
Man. So as someone that has been exposed to country music, and doesn't like country music, doesn't like country music per se, but I like an artist for an artist. If a song is legit, makes sense, touches the heart, you know, I can sing along to it in the shower, cool. Does it mean I'm gonna go buy that nigga shit on Apple Tools or the fuck, whatever the hell y'all buying your stuff now? Hell no. You understand what I'm saying? But to disagree with your point, you know, not only because he's talking about country stuff makes it a country song, but also, you know, the instruments in which are used. And that's what mainly categorizes them, aside from the tunes and whatever things they add. So yes, it should be its own genre, because from folk music, they use similar, you know, lines of sound and complete integration of both instruments or single instruments.
So what?
So they are their own genre.
What instruments were used in Old Town Road that were not?
Pretty much everything that we already know that was pretty much electrically produced. But probably, you know, banjo, you know, of course, guitars, you know, and many upbeat, you know, hip hop, whatever the hell they decided to sample.
So my question then turns into this. If we took Old Town Road,
right,
we took Billy Ray out of it,
right,
Lamaj was releasing his own song,
right,
didn't put a country swing on it,
right,
and he had the banjo in it, would it be considered a country song?
No.
All right, wait. So we have a comment from Iron Gold Cucks. Said country is basically another form of the blues. Is it its own genre?
It is. They are all. They all are their own
Then it
genre.
said, just like a lot of black people don't like rock myself. I do love all music, but rock came originally from black people. But first, a black person liking rock is frowned upon.
Well, that's stupid because we created the same thing we have a problem with.
Same thing with country too.
So yeah, we created all that shit. Fucking even salsa and merengue and shit came from fucking Abernesia's niggas.
So
so
when I have a conversation usually about certain things like
just being raw.
Yeah, one thing that I strongly disagree with is ethnic claiming of music. Simply the simple fact is,
But on that note,
I can't hear Shelly.
I said
Well,
you might lose on this one.
What?
I said he might lose on that one. He said he don't like ethnic claiming of music.
So here's an example of mine.
what
Person like Bruno Mars, for example. So it's not his.
I was gonna go back to Old Country Road. Think about when that song came out. People who listen to country music, they did not like the fact that it was a black guy trying to tap into country music. It's very controversial. You can go to Tank's Instagram page and he talks about it. He says, "Why are you guys mad? Really, why are you mad?" And it just boils down to him being a black guy tapping into country music.
Yeah. So and the thing is, like this is an example like with Bruno Mars because it's just like I respect him as a modern artist that actually has talent nowadays. When he started dipping more into like funk-based beats and stuff like that, and like having a small like resurgence of like more modernized funk that got mainstream again, people started going like, "Oh, he's not even black. How is he able? Why is he doing all this stuff? He's stealing from it." It's like, okay, at this point. The only thing that he did not do right, apparently, was just be born black. He raised in the culture. He did all the stuff really damn well. That's why people are apparently heated about it. The only thing he did wrong was just be born black. And the thing about that is, whenever we go back to the whole subject, we're like, well,
Bruno is black.
what? Whenever we can. Everybody's black.
No, you just don't get to be black. You could absorb blackness and black culture, Afro-Latino, Afro-American, wherever you stand. But at the end of the day, being black is I'm sorry.
You're born that way.
I don't know.
You're just born that way. The thing about it is, once we get to a certain point, if you have a white person that was born in Ethiopia, they're more African than you are because they're actually born there. Straight up. That's how that claiming works. That's just how it works. Okay. Now, if you want to talk about the color,
but now you're talking about Now you're talking about where you're actually born, and if that's the case, then we're all Americans of United States because we were born in America of United States.
That is true.
Well, question also, and just for the records, there is South America, Central America,
Yeah.
North America. So we are all technically, by definition, Americans.
Correct.
It doesn't make you purple, transparent, mulatto,
Correct.
South African. If you made it in the Americas and you fucked around and had a baby here, guess what? You are by default. America. America itself is just an entity and a piece of land in which they conquered first. So they claim.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, so I had a friend that her father was like, you know, in the military, and she ended up in being born in Germany,
Right.
but she's black,
German.
comes from black
She's
background,
German.
and everything. So is she considered German?
Yes,
She has a
because the
citizenship?
place,
Yeah.
the
Wait,
place
wait,
in which
wait,
you're born,
wait,
either
wait,
if
John.
you're culturally sound or
No.
not, or acknowledge your culture, is what makes you as a
But
person.
where did she live
But
at?
no. Wait,
She
Josh.
lives in America.
It depends on.
But she raised here.
Was she raised here?
Well, this is the thing.
She was raised here.
Then she's
But
not
even though she was
German.
born in Germany, she has
But she
dual,
was born in
she has
Germany.
dual
No.
citizenship.
Listen.
So this is the thing. Even though she has
No,
dual
Lamaj,
citizenship,
it
this is why I
depends on
say
if she
here,
was born
she's
on
black,
the
because
on
that's
the
just how they will view it.
or not.
And that's what, and it's crazy
Would
because
she be considered a true definition of a German?
No,
No,
unless
listen. If she was born at a German hospital, then she's German. Hello. If she's born in a German hospital, then she's German. But if she was born on the base, she's considered an American that was born in Germany, just on an American base. So she's still American.
It's the
So
same
it
setup for
depends.
me. My mom was in the military when she had me. I wasn't born on a Panama reserve, like where the U.S. or where it's considered the U.S. I was actually born in Panamanian hospital. So my citizenship was Panamanian. I'm only American through my mother.
Right.
And I was raised here. So now, essentially, through that, I'm an American citizen. I don't think, now that I think about it, I don't even think I can ever run for president because I wasn't naturally born here.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so.
And we get you caught up on oh well, we claim that because it you know that's my thing. I'm straight up. I've never made my own song, so if you want to be like, hey, Bruno's stealing black music, have you made a song? You're saying that you're
wait, I can say that. Making this kind of music.
Yeah, he-
way
he-
before
sure.
Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars stole my goddamn style. But everything I'm keeping that shit 1,000. Look, that's how it happened. I'm gonna tell you how it happened. Look, Bruno Mars is over there singing, I catch a grenade for you. That was the first shit he was singing. Today I don't feel like doing anything.
You gotta go back and
He was doing that in it. All over the world, I could be changed, but I'll never be wasted. Ain't got nothing on you, baby. So, how do you go from that to, well, wait a minute, roll up, put my leg in. Hey.
the same way Miley Cyrus went from the best of both worlds to
Exactly. And then she gonna too about do that damn J's on my feet song. Juicy J. Like,
You want to know that what happens is people's influences their lives. With Bruno, he fell in with a crowd of people that were heavy on funk, but with Miley, she fell in with
The niggas.
No, it was I'm trying to remember his name.
What'd you say?
He claims he's like I love Miley Cyrus. He did a song with her, but Borgo.
So it's the same setup as John Legend. It's like when he first started off, his music wasn't heavy soulful like his songs are now. It was a little bit more commercial based to get his foot in. Once he got in, then a lot of his songs afterwards were a little bit more gospel-esque, soulful-esque. With Bruno Mars, if you just growing up, he always played impersonated a lot of musicians, Michael Jackson, Elvis, all that. So he was already kind of tapping into the funk and the groove and all that when he was a kid. He started performing when he was a child. Now maybe to get into the music industry, starting off in funk or whatever, because he's Hispanic or whatever, or Hapa, whatever the case may be, probably wouldn't have panned over well with the demographic that he's trying to gravitate towards. So maybe pulling in the more commercialized way and then playing true to his character was his way in.
They all did that. I like her.
Yeah, I know. Right?
The thing, and that's great that you say that, because in the end, I'm a big person for like, music's just music. People should do it. And I don't like people gatekeeping things, especially stuff they have no business gatekeeping.
Yeah.
If you are black, you do not own all black music,
No.
especially if you are not a musician.
Right.
You don't have a say.
Right.
I give people respect and credit for things that they do.
And create.
Just because you are, I don't know, if you are Native American, and this is going to sound real bad, I'm Native American, I can say this. If you're Native American, you don't get to tell people how to run a casino just because we think a lot of Native Americans have casinos. You should be like, well, I mean, you guys kind of took stuff, ideas from art or whatever, and it's like, you don't involve yourself in the running of a casino, so you don't really have much of a claim to me as far as like whether or not you own that. You didn't work for any of it. You do not own that.
Well, as far as black music, why?
You are kind of wrong, because if you are Native American,
Wait, let me finish.
you're part of that tribe, you're gonna get the money even if you didn't build that casino. As long
That's
as you're part
true.
of that tribe, you're gonna get part of the money.
It's a bad example.
Wait,
but
no.
it's a
What I was going to say, as far as like the reason why blacks claim, we say this is our music, because for a while we were willing to share the music and then weren't getting the credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like we were, prime example, I was sitting there watching this last movie that Chadwick Boseman was in, and the whole movie was about, they were basically writing music thinking that they're going to get a big deal, and they took the music and were giving it to white artists, and these artists were found, these were like artists from like the 20s and stuff, and their catalogs were found, and people are starting to put their stories out now. But it's like, it's sad because during their time while they were alive, they, you know, they're thinking like, hey, I'm gonna get on, and they were only letting like 1 or 2 black artists at a time even record artists, and, record records and make money. That's why the Harlem Renaissance was so big with Cab Calloway, Duke Ellington, and Louis Armstrong, and all those people. Even LA Central Avenue was huge back then as well. Like Nat King Cole, and a lot of those dudes were out here doing their thing, where they were just, it was like, okay, we're not gonna make big records, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna be in the club. So you start getting those white record executives, or not even the whites. There was a lot of Jewish record executives that were
just
going
picking
in,
at these clubs.
and they were basically, what they were trying to do.
Jewish people are also white.
Yeah, but it depends on.
No hate.
But look, let them tell it. It's let them tell it. So yeah, they'll be like, oh well, no, it's it's a religion. It's like, all right, well, but we're not going to argue about that.
The sad part is when you talk to Jewish people, they're usually just kind of like, a lot of them are like, yeah, I mean, it's a traditional thing for us to be like a group of ethnic people, but then again, they weren't the ones that made that.
No.
It was forced on them that they were an ethnic group. They were just a religion.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of like with Muslims. Like a lot of people are trying to force, Muslim as a
And then the group.
It's
It's not. You're a religion, damn it.
Also, too, so we're gonna touch on music around the world, because that was a great segue where we were talking about country music and influence in America, and also too, America is highly influenced, I would say right now, and I'll bring this up damn near every other fucking show because it needs to be brought up, or I haven't brought it up in a minute. The fucking Korean R&B and hip hop scene is fucking booming right now.
You heard the Japanese
On some real
rappers
shit.
they have so lately?
I've heard them niggas. I'm not gonna lie. They cool, but
There's
I'm
like 2
telling you,
of them that are like legitly spitting and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
bro, right now I'm dead ass serious.
But,
Fucking,
Oh wow.
I do need to head out though, but sorry, waiting for that noise. I do need to head out right now, but it was lovely hanging out with you guys during the show. You guys finish your chat. I'll roll with you guys next time, but yeah, I need to head out.
Success. So good job.
look, Mike, I was trying to get her to perform again. Like, fuck it. All right, so what I'm gonna get into right now get into some Korean underground hip hop.
Man,
Y'all ready for that? I'm telling you right
but
now.
in the meantime, I'm just gonna emphasize that I want to argue with Shelly more about gatekeeping the fact that you're a skin color on everything.
Wait, we're gonna get into.
I know we're not gonna get into it, but I just want you to know, 100%, my opinion is fact, and you're just wrong. That's a joke.
Take that, big sister.
it must be nice to be siblings.
Little brother, little brother powers.
Yeah.
I'm just like. All right, let me hop into this Korean underground indie hip hop.
Are you really gonna bump that shit right now? It's bright as fuck, Shannon.
What's that?
That's because I couldn't see.
Oh, you trying to see right now?
I need to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. All right. So look, before we get into this, well, actually, while we're listening to this,
You are cute.
so kind of let us know.
Well,
Hey, what we're about to do right now, as we have the Korean underground stuff going on right now.
I'm not in it yet. Well, not now.
No. Thank you. All right, look. So Jay, kind of let you know, Jay's a professional gamer. He's in the industry. He may try to be modest about it, but I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say it. My bro's dope as shit. Kind of let us know what's going on in the gaming industry right now.
So in the gaming industry right now, it's booming. It is booming, and the main reason I'm saying it's booming is not necessarily like they were making money to begin with. They're still making money. They're still growing at the same pace they are growing. The only thing that I'm saying is booming as far as that is like the actual viewership and involvement. Because it turns out when a lot of people are just home a lot, they have more time to do leisure activities.
Yeah.
So when they have time to do leisure activities and you can't really leave your house to do leisure activities, they will also just find something to do at home.
Right.
Playing online with games stuff allows you to interact with friends
and
do
people.
a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
We have online concert stuff right now. Like the main platforms that are streaming that kind of stuff. You have stuff like Twitch, YouTube. Guess who are the whole reason Twitch was kind of made is mainly just to live stream games.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason it's made.
Yeah.
So
Jamal just put me on that not too long ago. I've heard about it before personally.
So the thing about all this right now that's going on is a ton of talent and a ton of people are watching and playing these things. So it's been booming as far as interest. So when all this stuff opens up again, I feel like there's going to be a bigger explosion because esports, honestly, better than NFL, better than NBA, anything as far as production value for individual things. Blizzard Arena, been there. Fantastic. Go to 2 international tournaments. I haven't gone because they're always sold out. But guess what? I want to go see people compete for $250 million in a tournament for a game that I like to play. I want to go see that. And they host majors everywhere. They host European majors, Asian majors here. They have internationals and everything normally here. These are major productions. Evo, stuff like that. The production value of these is through the roof when it comes to anything else. It is super clean. It is super modern. It is honestly the future when it comes towards entertainment. So as right now, what I would say for all that stuff, yeah, it's booming and it's only going to explode more when people are able to leave. They're going to go out and do things they like to do, and then they're going to be like, you know what? I kind of started watching Valorant streamers a lot. When I had a lot of free time, I started playing the game. Oh, wait, there's a tournament going on? Oh, it's nearby? Oh, you know what? I want to go to that. We're going to start seeing bigger stuff. People have been getting to small stadiums and stuff like that for people to watch it. It's probably going to see a bigger surge forward after everything opens up because people are going to be able to actually go to these events. Now, that means production teams will come together. All these other things will be able to come together and make these big events happen. And we'll just see that rise more.
Not yet. Don't turn it to me.
But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. This modern era has, like, this whole quarantine, everything has not affected gaming basically whatsoever.
At all, man.
It has actually probably helped it way more than it's hurt it.
That's because everybody in quarantine playing video
games. I'm
like,
gonna be completely honest with you, bro. I'm on Battle Operation 2 on PlayStation 4, bro. And honestly, man, I've been whooping mad people's asses from all kinds of countries. You hear the homie in the background speaking Japanese and Korean, talking trash. And it's like when I first played that game before COVID, like it was not nowhere active.
Yeah.
and I feel like the developers can't keep up with the demand of actually adding new content and keeping these games fresh and refreshing with uploads. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but through all the PlayStation networks and Xbox, they're throwing updates every fucking 2-3 weeks. Before it was like every couple months, every month.
Yeah, more people playing, you get more feedback.
Right.
So, like, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of developers that came out with games recently, like even like stuff like Cyberpunk, 2077. Now it's a single player game. The servers were crashing to even get the game downloaded. There were a lot of bugs and stuff there. I'm having a hard time fixing things and whatever. Now, granted, that was a single player game. Let alone multiplayer games. Like, I've dealt with multiplayer games.
Like,
I don't
you got fucking Elder Scroll coming out and shit.
Yeah, like, so now the demands are even more so for internet, which we can go into the whole, like, the
broadband,
the internet and everything in the United States sucks. Why are we the richest country in the world? We just suck.
Because you niggas is broke.
Like fiber, look, we don't have a lot of fiber optics.
Not
the
at all.
connection on the West Coast sucks.
Yeah,
it's better on the East Coast.
Yeah, in Japan, it's like a dream. The internet is the fastest shit on the planet in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. My friend was in Japan. He was playing a game that only has U.S. servers.
Yeah,
he was playing at 200 ping.
Yep.
He came to the United States. He's stationed by San Diego right now. He went from 200 ping in Japan to a game, and that's on the East Coast here. We played with 110 ping.
Yeah.
From the West Coast, and the internet connection is choppier than when he was in Japan. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "It's supposed to be better." I'm like, "Listen, you live in Georgia next to their headquarters. They have servers over there when you go home from your Marine placement or stationing. When you're here in the West Coast, we suffer.
Yeah,
that's what trash. We do. We suffer.
The technology is so trash.
Europe and Japan have way better fiber optic connections.
And that's
I don't know what our country doesn't modernize anything
at all.
And we go on infrastructure too. Internet is part of infrastructure at this point.
It is.
We don't. Our roads suck. Our internet connection sucks.
You know how many crack ribs I got in LA, homie? You know how many insurance claims I pull on their dumb ass?
Yeah, true.
Roads?
Nice.
Dude, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, basically,
and that road tax they just implied.
I'm hoping that maybe the internet gets a touch up because people are going to be more interested and they're going to need these requirements filled out. But other than that, that's the only thing I can see it pushing outside of like the entertainment field. But yeah, gaming's alive and well, just strong. It's proven that it's probably one of the most resilient markets out there. NBA, NFL, sorry, you guys kind of just suck. As far as that kind of stuff, gaming thrives online, and that's just
the internet is the shit.
Yeah,
the internet is the shit. I love the internet in its whole entirety, and I'm against anyone that keeps trying to dilute and control the internet. It's a source for information. I can literally ask my phone things and cross-reference from facts to millions of actual opinions to be able to physically learn different things like going on YouTube or audio reading.
I want to say the internet negates the need for a certain level of I won't necessarily
don't say it because that's not the right way to put it. Because remember, hard work will always beat talent. And what that means is that if you are able to freelance, learn something, and return that information however the fuck you have to, that's what will ultimately make you successful.
Yeah, but my thing is, so as you can say, you can find the do-it-yourselfs on YouTube, all kinds of things. Those are people just put it out there just because
raw information.
Yeah, it's raw. My thing is though, if people are out there and they have jobs or they want to make money or push for something, like they're able to do these things. So the people that are initially putting out there are trying to make money because they're trying to get subscribers, people to follow.
Right, but until they change the whole net neutrality, and until they brought a lot of things to attention, okay, then they change the internet. What people don't understand, the one thing that is always and should always be free is the ability for us as human beings to acquire knowledge.
Yeah.
You know why? Because perseverance, and the reason why we ask why is why the universe, God, the energies, protons, atoms, whatever the fuck you believe in, gives us the ability to go acquire anything we put our minds to.
Yeah.
Education is a standard in which we all have to cross. It is not a requirement of life because you already have it required to want to learn and educate yourself. That's why we have advanced so long in all these years through actual legit, understanding that we need to get better. Not trying to be better is what's put us in this shit. All these people wanted to not put on a mask just because they wanted to disagree. Like, you can't live life like that.
Hey, but what does that have to do with video games?
Because Skyrim fucking 7 is coming out, and that shit's gonna be lit as fuck.
And they're gonna have a pandemic hit.
In the game and shit, it's gonna be the Black Plague.
Yeah. So on the news for pandemic and gaming. If you guys want to know something, the red blood virus, go look it up from World of Warcraft.
Oh, for real? They coming out with some shit like
that? No. So there was a bug in a virus status that was from a raid boss in World of Warcraft.
Really? Dead ass?
So back in like 2008.
Were you talking about Kerrigan, my nigga? When there was on Kerrigan?
I think so.
My nigga, when she became the queen, my nigga?
No. I think it's before that. So at the time, the highest level was level 60.
This shit was lit.
I'll give you a basic rundown. There was a dev oversight.
Uh-huh.
You know, World of Warcraft, one of the oldest like mass multiplayer online games.
Yeah.
The main pioneer one. There was a boss at one point that applied a status effect to you.
Right.
And it was fine because you know you're level 60. It does damage you over time. And it'll go away after a certain period of time, and that's fine. It's supposed to be cleansed of you if you leave the boss fight with it being done. Now, the dev oversight was it can infect anything that was player-based, basically, and people could bring pets into the boss fight. So people would leave the boss fight, and the devs forgot to put a trigger in that made it so the pets get cleansed, so the pets were leaving with this virus on it that was a status effect from the boss. So it can infect NPCs, so like not player controlled characters, and it can infect lower level players, everybody that it came in contact with. So it left the boss boundary area because of the dev oversight. And there's essentially a massive outbreak on World of Warcraft where people would go to towns and stuff and it would be spreading. So the more vulnerable players, the lower level players would die from it because it was designed for higher level bosses. So it basically mimicked similar data to real life pandemic spread and human responses because people were in the server in World of Warcraft. They were purposely going to go check out, hey man, I heard about the virus because they didn't even have too much access like way back when on the internet as we do now. But they're like, oh, we heard about it, we want to go check it out. They check it out, they get infected, go back, spread it. And then you had people that were trying to be healers, trying to heal people to keep them alive. And then they would themselves get infected with it. And then you had people that were higher risk, like level 5s or new players, and they would just die instantly from getting infected with it. And then people would intentionally go around to spread the disease to other people to grief them. So, and the thing is, at the time, you thought, oh, that doesn't make sense. People wouldn't intentionally be like, oh, it's not a big deal. People wouldn't intentionally do that. So the data wasn't necessarily used, but now they're kind of revisiting the idea of looking at it because it actually kind of showed how humans would react in that situation. It's not perfect, but it was very similar to actually how even COVID kind of was responded to by humanity. And a lot of organizations have looked into potentially looking at it more, and they were trying to look at it back then, surprisingly, but they never really went through with it. So art imitates life, and the whole aspect of a massive multiplayer online is people are just there and they're kind of interacting, and it's a social environment, so you can use it to simulate things. So gaming can be used for a lot more stuff than just like I shoot things. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna end it on that because I need to head out. But yeah.
All right.
I need to head out. So it was good talking to you guys.
You too, little bro.
All right. Thank you guys.
It was nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
All right.
Thank you for coming to the Sweet Spot, little bro. Giving us some of that gaming news and some of that information.
Yeah. All right,
y'all. So we're gonna get into this music from around the world. Then we're gonna get into our meditation session. But right now, we got this Korean, underground hip hop going on. Want y'all to, in the comment section, let us know what y'all think about it. This is music from around the world, straight from Korea, y'all.
Black artists. Make it later. Get out and down under the pocket, then the blood gritty with good so that my break top and all this we got the vibe to you, and they supposed to find
All right, so that song was called Oasis by Panda Gone and DJ Moon. Heavy, baby. DJ Moon. All right, that's what's up. All right, so let me ask you guys a question. How do you guys feel about that? Like, was it hot? Was it all right? Do you feel like it was a rip off or some shit, or do you feel like it was just that they may have like picked up, some shit that we kind of forgot about, or do you think they got their own little style? All right, so we're gonna go down the line. Are we gonna go ladies first?
Ladies first.
Naisha, so what do you think?
Okay, so I thought that the beat, as far as the song, it was good. I liked it. It was something that we can sit and vibe to. I do feel like it's kind of still on some things that we have going on right now. I mean, I think that every culture tries to take from us in some, type of way and put their own little spin to it. You can hear some Korean in there, so their culture can identify with it, but it appeals to people like us too because it's soulful music.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like as far as marketing wise and business wise, it's great. I mean, for them, because they're selling to their culture, because their culture can understand the words, and America will buy it too because it's soulful, right? Music. They want to vibe to the beat of the music.
Okay. All right, Shane.
So, how I felt about, well, first of all, I felt like it is a nice song. Besides, like, the lyrics or whatever, because I guess they were speaking in their own language. If I had known, like, that they were speaking in their own language, I would have felt like, this song was made by somebody that was,
Of
black.
color.
Because of the sound and the rhythm of the song,
Yeah.
just how everything played out from start to finish. Sorry. I also agree. I think that it is very soulful. It is something that's very mellow. And I kind of do feel like it is something that we're kind of missing. You know what I mean? Everybody want to, be all turned up and, let's
Don't hate.
twerk. No, it's okay. No, it's okay to turn up.
Can I make one comment? Because we listen to music right now in America where we can barely understand the words that these people are saying. Right.
Yeah.
So what's the, I guess, what's the difference?
Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying?
These mushrooms.
I mean, if it was like for somebody that is just hearing the rhythm and the beat, but not necessarily the lyrics, they would, honestly think that this song was written by somebody black and performed by somebody black. You know what I'm saying? I would have never, had he not told me that it was by a Korean artist, I would have never known that shit. You know what I'm saying?
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How do people from other countries that have an accent where their first language is not English sound so American when they sing?
Well, the reason why they're able to, so a lot of it is Americans actually write a good amount of their music.
Okay.
So, they'll, even though they may be in Korean, the melody may be in English or whatever,
Okay.
Then too, you get these artists, they may go and, they may influence or tutor or teach a lot of these kids over in Korea or even Japan, China, other different places. So, it's like a big, it's a big thing for them because they gravitate towards what we kind of pretty much lost sight of, And that's just the main thing at the end of the day is they just, try to do whatever it is that they mainly love to do, that they've been influenced by because, they probably look at it, their original music from over there is probably not as interesting to them as, American music, you feel me? And then also too, they look at it like, shit, hey, we love the old school R&B. We love the real, hip hop stuff. We love the real dancing and moving. And we just inspired by it. So it's not really, I don't think they look at it as a rip off. It's just more that's what they're influenced by, And also too, if you get people from here that go over there that may not have been able to be big here in America, but they went to Korea or Japan or China and made it big and influenced some kids over there. Like prime example, Raz B for B2K in the late 2000s went to China and became a big artist over there, and he influenced a lot of people as well. Also, a guy that danced with us, his name is Swoop. Swoop was a professional hip hop dancer who's danced with pretty much every damn body from Janet Jackson to Michael Jackson to Madonna. The list goes on. New Edition, everybody, and shit, he has a whole family over in Japan. Like that's a place that he's been. He's been to Japan again. Like that's basically where he's been off and on for like 10 years, and really, he was. I mean, actually, I think shit probably more than 10, probably over 20, maybe 30. Like I said, he has a family out there, and just the influence on the culture that he made in Japan, just as a dancer, was real huge. It was real big. You feel me? All right. So this next song we're gonna get into is "Radio" by Naso Amadi. The artist Masego did a cover of this song, but this is original. This is an artist out of, I believe, Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken.
He's Nigerian.
But I hope my guy will be back in next week. But
Heard it was a good way to start, but you know you started through for me. Cause I've been known to be a little girl, any chance that I get, I'm calling. And I know you wanna hear my voice, so if you turn it loud, I'm almost there. I'm in your radio, I'm almost there. Oh, if you turn it loud, I'm almost there. I'm in your radio, I'm almost there. Oh, about you, dear, stay on the radio. I hit you my fever, stay on the radio. When I get that tear, stay on the radio. We hear it together, stay on the radio. Trying to be the one that you love, you can't just ignore me. I forget about it right then, baby, ain't nothing wrong. And now you hear my sound and you like that. I remind you of someone that you like that. I'm a bad you turn around, I'm almost there. I'm in your radio, I'm almost there. Oh, turn around, I'm almost there. I'm in your radio, I'm almost there. Oh, about you, yeah, stay on the radio. I had your mouth up, yeah, stay on the radio. But I get that, yeah, stay on the radio. We hear it together, stay on the radio. About you, stay on the radio. I had your mouth up, yeah, stay on the radio. But I get that, yeah, stay on the radio. Yeah, it together, stay on the radio.
All right, so hey, that song was Nanso Amadi. The song was called Radio. That's on a segment from Music Around the World. All right, like I said before, we're gonna start ladies first. So we're gonna start with Naisha to my right. What do you think about the song? Like, how do you feel? You know, do you feel like it's an original? Our people's on Instagram, they said they like it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Got our people on YouTube and everything else. Thanks for tuning in. They like it. Sorry.
I mean, I think my opinion is a little biased because I heard Masego's version first, I guess. But taking that out of the equation, yes, I feel like that is an original song. I think that I guess because of where he's from, I feel like it's a representation of where he's from as far as the rhythmic, I guess, sounds of the song. So I like it. I mean, we listen to the other version every day, so.
Yeah. All right. So Shannon, what do you?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think I've heard the Masego version, so I can't necessarily compare Masego with this artist here. But I will say that I very much like the song. I feel like it falls into the Nia Soul genre. You know, it's a song that kind of reminds me of like a song that could be on, have like a music video from it too. That would be on the music countdown Midnight Love if they had, of course, a Midnight Love. Definitely a soulful track.
So, Josh?
Yeah, I definitely feel the soul of it. A lot of these artists are trying to also, breach and advance their culture and kind of enlighten them as well, and the difference of different styles of music. As Jay had mentioned earlier yourself, prior to you leaving, that music as a whole doesn't really have a race. There are categories and genres because of sounds and instruments and where the music actually originated from. And that's what makes it a genre or its own particular sound. Artists adding their own swing and their own expertise and their own crafts and their ways of expressing themselves is just making the music better, evolving forward. Many people have issues with cross culture, sounds. You feel me? From someone being from another country or being exposed to certain cultures or people they hang out with or how they were raised. And it's not necessarily, and it will never be a bad thing because music itself is always a progressive thing. So as artists, any artist out there or anyone just mastering a craft should always proceed to be better and create a better sound and just a better overall, enjoyment of the music. If it's the or I feel like Gucci Man in 2006. You feel me? Like you niggas don't know about that, but I'm not knocking the song. You feel me? So it's all to the ear, and just like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Most of you motherfuckers out there is just basic. So you gotta enlighten yourself with some Doom, some Wu Tang, some old school Outkast, some motherfucking Marshall Mathers LP 1 and 2. Fuck around and bump some D12 on you niggas. Y'all niggas don't even know when fucking Ice Cube emancipated himself from the other niggas. Y'all don't know all the rugged shit that motherfucker came out with. So you gotta, music is very diverse and open, and to say that because you're black, you should listen to this, or because you're purple, you should listen to this. Nigga, they got songs about I'm blue, da-da-dee-da-da-da, and still made more money than half you unopinionated motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say.
I feel you. Now, what do you feel? Now, this is my thing as far as just certain genres of music and as far as other cultures, being influenced primarily by African American cultures. This is the thing. I just look at it like this. It would be a lot different if these people weren't imitated.
Right. So
if they're original, because it's one thing to be original. Like Eminem, right. Reason why Eminem got over because Eminem was original.
And he was completely.
He was really from where the fuck
he's right, and he was a real lyricist. He followed the procedure of the motherfucking game, and you can't play the game and not know the rules.
Exactly. And the whole thing with him was just the fact that it was like, fuck it, it's either we gonna go in, we either gonna go all the way in, or we not gonna go in at all. It's either. I'm going to really represent this fucking culture because this is what I'm a part of. This is what I grew up listening to. I'm not a phony, The fact that he takes the time to become a real dope ass MC, a real lyricist, and he didn't fake the shit. Like, he didn't pull no fucking, Post Malone and no shit like that. Like, you basically listen to country western and then you heard rap one day and you kind of like, oh, I like that. Then now you want to kind of do that shit. But the fact is, that's cool. But then if you're not of the culture, now you're trying to get blasted because you're trying to imitate some shit because you think it's fun. You think it's funny. Well, you're not understanding the reason why a lot of these motherfuckers got tattoos on their face because that's their hood shit.
Right.
That's these motherfuckers. That's their basically warrior marks. Now, whether I agree with it or not, that's what it is to them. So the fact that he's kind of looking at it, oh, that's cool. I like the fact that guy has that on. You know how that shit is. We went to school with motherfuckers that had no class, no culture and shit. Yeah. Motherfuckers used to sit there and imitate the way I fucking talk on a daily.
Yeah, they really did.
Motherfuckers used to want to sit up there and dress like how we dress.
They really did.
Motherfuckers coming to school hey, these Jordans fresh. I had those fucking sandals on the other day.
We did a great job representing whatever the fuck anybody wants to think we're not black enough about.
And we didn't know what the fuck. We was just like, oh, okay.
That's for sure.
Trust me, I got fucking people telling me hey man, I want to do this play because it was a black play.
Okay. That was really on that shit at heart.
But the main thing that I got out of this track, that I get out of it, because I have heard it a couple of times before, is track I don't listen. This particular track I don't listen to all the time because, like she said, in a way, kind of biased towards the Masego version. We're gonna get into the Masego version real quick. I'm gonna let you guys know right now, we don't own the rights to none of these music, so don't be trying to sue us for shit. Masego, you the homie. I'm just trying to, let people know more about what's going on, what's up with the homie. Him, a lot of these other artists from around the world. So we're gonna get into this Masego radio refix. Let's do it.
You can't rap.
No, it's not an instrument.
You turn around, I'm always there. Yeah, I'm in the bed. I'm always there. You turn around, I'm always there. Yeah, I'm in the bed. I'm always there. I don't care the time zone. Yeah, you can hit my phone. You're the only place I care to hear in my eardrum. Yeah. And the beat of you turn, and never stand up. I make these songs for you, timeless and marvelous. I'm a playboy now, I'm almost there. Yeah, I'm not the best, I'm almost there. I'm always there. Yeah, I'm in the day. I'm always there. You turn me right. I'm always there. Yeah, I'm in the day. I'm always there. Smart you be, I'm a baby. That's what you heard. Say about me. Yeah, I'm this. Yeah, I'm that. I love this shit. I love this track. Sun to the top. Let it go. You want to get out. Love it. It's live. I'm always there. I'm in the bed. I'm always there. It's live. I'm always there. I'm in the bed. I'm always there.
All right. So we gonna go down the line again. All right, this time we're gonna start with Shannon.
Right.
So Shannon, since you heard this version, what do you think? Now the saxophone, Masego is playing the saxophone and he's singing all the vocals on it as well.
I mean, the first one we listened to was cool, but I think, you didn't make me a believer. But Sego, like it's like his sounds is more exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what now? As far as like, which one like I would prefer? Like, if it was playing at like I don't know, a event or something. I think I would prove more to Masego. I don't know. It's like, and it's crazy because it's I guess it's the same song, but not exactly the same sound.
Yeah. Okay. Josh, what you think?
Just going back as someone that came from a different culture where, in Panama, the general was chasing for recognition, and even to this day, and yes, if you know about this, even till this day, all these DJs say Cuba, Puerto Rico, and all this other shit. But little do y'all know the reggaeton and all this extra shit they dance into came from Panama. It originated from Panama. It was an artist that pushed the whole music, and everybody else copied and adapted, these sounds and interpretations. But even now to this day, when there's all this credibility thrown around, there's all these subsidiary countries. No, reggaeton and half of the shit y'all dance came from Panama. Bachata came from Panama. Half of the salsa the world dances came from Panama. Like, no, no. So it is very important to, yes, have recognition and like pride in what you're doing in your countries, and try to reach to the next level of music. But at the same time, I don't find it okay that artists are still sampling, music from old or new artists or from different countries, even though it's a good, way to make a quick buck, and because it's easy to the sound, to the ears, relative. Fuck what this nigga's saying. Is there's a melody to it, whatever, however you may feel. But I think that musically, I think that it's very important to be credible to your own work, because the sound is already free. It's not just what you're doing with the sound, it's about creating your own sound and your own self as an artist. That is my personal opinion. As a race car driver, I was the only black person that was drifting, and when I did NASCAR, I was the only nigga in sight. And I will tell you this, there's no better feeling than culturally representing yourself. So to take samples of other music, I'm not a big supporter of that. Even though, sound does develop and so on and so forth, it's still not original. No matter how legit of a song is. Like, I respect some of the mumble rappers because at least they're coming up with their own random shit that they're trying to say. You understand? So it's more about the development of music, and that's probably why they're being successful with all the random shit. Because the youth has been tired of the same shit we've been playing for years. So, I think that an originality is key. And yes, it's a great song and it sounds nice, but to be honest with you, it's a sample to me. Completely.
But that's what it was. It's a cover.
Right. And it's nice, but it's not like I can't say, oh, that's that artist's best song. Yeah. Like, I can't say that because somebody already done sung that shit, nigga. Exactly. Right. You wouldn't be singing it if that nigga shit wasn't that fire.
Exactly. And actually, in the comment section on there, he was like, "Damn, y'all like this?" He's like, oh, "Okay, and maybe because it was and he even said it was an influence on him."
Right.
The thing was, he knew he was a big artist. He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna bring awareness to this song and to this artist." Right. I did this track because it was one of those like, all right, cool, well, shit, hey, I got a following, that way they'll go and know who it is.
No, and can I just add to what you're saying? I don't really have a problem with the following or people, being able to hear your notes and your skills because of certain songs and notes and melodies. And there's not a problem with that, but that should not be your main seller. That's just my thought.
So this particular artist has some very dope original music as well. So I think he just wanted to, well, in my opinion, bring awareness to the song. But to me, he added his own little flavor to his version. There's a lot more ad libs and nice little melodies in the background that he added to his version as well. I'm not too familiar with the original artist, but I know as far as Masego, as far as playing different instruments himself on a song as well as singing, to me that's a real artist.
My bad. All right, so I was trying to get into the comments because we have Iron Go Cucks. He said, "I get upset with sampling because the industry is really overly saturated with samples. I try to explain to people this is not original beat. An original beat. I have to literally show them this is where that sample came from. I'm 38 and I have heard of so much of this. It's not even worth turning on the radio," which is real talk, because it's like at the end of the day, you got so many people that are copying and, doing, some of those things. With this particular artist, though, kind of in his defense, I would say mainly 99.9% of the stuff that I've heard from him is all original material. That's probably like the only cover I think I've seen him do. But I do get what, you guys are saying as far as if we're comparing the two, You know, some would rather prefer the original because that is the original. And although, yeah, the Masego version, you know, to me sonically it sounds better, honestly. But I do get what you know, guys, you know, what the rest of the guys are saying as far as, you know, this is something that you know I can't really vibe with because it's not an original track. And I do get that. I do respect that, and I do completely understand that. That's you know a lot of people's opinion, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, keep it 1,000. Now, what we're about to do is get into a segment of the Indian classical music.
Oh,
Hey,
my favorite.
music from India. Um, this is a genre of music where um,
My favorite. Yeah.
let me see. I would say we're probably gonna meditate in a second. But right now we're gonna play some music from an artist who's no longer with us. His name is Ravi Shankar. He's basically the father of Indian classical. Now I know y'all heard that outside. That's these niggas out here ghost riding the whip, thug life, gang gang, California. Let's see. All right. And now, shall we get into the news? Shit.
This music's so real my psyche right now. I'm so ready. How long ago you passed away? So, like 30 years or something crazy.
But sometime in the 2000s. Hold on, Mike. I'm gonna go into that right quick. Fuck y'all head up with who his daughter is.
Levi Vitato. The girl that says something about love is blue.
You will fucking trip out. Once again, we do not own the rights to this music. I'll play it real brief. Trust me, this is crazy as shit. This one.
Oh, shut the fuck up. That's his daughter? Really?
Wait till I shout.
Really?
Don't know why I haven't come.
I knew it was somebody with like a soft voice.
All right, we had to
It was her.
in that so they don't try to,
And they gonna come find you.
I know you don't have the right to be playing their song, sir. We're gonna
Hey, they flagged me on that shit on Instagram one time.
change this up, okay? No. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Human
shit on
resources.
social media.
No, they really did. I was bumping like some J-Lo song. It's a straight mess. You don't have to
They try to do that shit to me on Instagram, but I had already posted in the caption, I do not own the rights to this music. So when they try to pull that bullshit, I was like, nah, I've already said I don't own the rights to this music, so put my shit back on there. And they put that shit back on there.
All right,
They had to.
everybody.
Because I ain't violate shit.
Now we're about to get into the meditation session. Well, niggas fall asleep, I will wake you up afterwards. That's fine.
Can I relocate seats though?
Yeah,
because I'm too high right now. Literally,
Seats too high.
seats too high for me.
So what you gonna do? You gonna get up and
Transfer to a lower spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Too like high, like my body doesn't like being this high. Right now.
yeah?
It wants to be like lower to the ground.
You like the what did you say? He was like, you gonna go that way.
Hey, you, my boy.
Hey, you my boy.
Hey, yes, you.
My boy.
Yes, you, my boy. Go that way.
What did he say, John? My guy.
I think he said go that way.
You gotta sit that first.
Oh, sorry. Old age, you know?
Hey,
You ain't that old.
hey, son, pulling something.
I ain't pulling nothing. You see nothing.
All right.
Oh, there you go. That's what I needed, that lower center of gravity.
Sounds like shit.
Man, it's struggle.
All right, guys. Hey, man, I'm gonna need you not, fuck up. the
Excuse
vibes
me.
during this.
Excuse me, that was the allergies.
I mean, you want to get them under control. I feel you all day, every day. You feel me? Life. I feel you. But all right, so this is still a part of our music from around the world segment. But what we are going to do, we are going to have our meditation session right about now. Here we go. Now, you're at home. Please do not feel no type of way. If you hear me change up the tone of my voice, into something a little bit more different.
You gotta be about that life. Extreme living.
I haven't passed that level
It
yet
takes a
in the
few
video
years.
game.
It takes a few years. Don't feel
I haven't
bad.
passed that level in the video game.
Don't feel too bad.
All right now, about to get into our meditation.
Let's meditate for a second. Yes, let's meditate.
If you want to actually have an audience that comes in, that yoga shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the next segment of the show, we're gonna set the mood. So, what I want you guys to do, everybody's meditating. If not, you gotta go that way. And for you go that way. First, to begin the meditation, what I would recommend anybody to do before you go into your full deep spiritual journey that you will be taking right now. I would recommend if you love to blaze the cannabis, smoke the trees, or even take an edible. Hey, go right ahead. Hey, if you got some shrooms, even fucking better. DMT, even fucking better. Crystal meth.
No, that way.
Like, nah, but now,
All is okay.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna spark this up. We want y'all to join us in this smoke session. All right, so I want you guys to just sit back, relax, take a couple of hits in the blunt. We'll sit and have our session. Now, if you're sitting here smoking alone, that's fine. Smoking with a couple of people, as we are. We're gonna do a 3-hit pass. Last one, take a good hit. Yes, sir. My boy Josh over here rolling up the tree. Shellbird is back in the scene. Say hi to Shellbird, everybody. Yeah. What we're doing right now is we're having a meditation session. What we're gonna do is we're gonna indulge in the Popeye spinach right about now, so we can gain our spiritual powers, so we can elevate to another universe, or actually the universe. Now, if you're sitting at home, I want you guys to take a couple of hits. Bomb. Even if you got some drink to sip it, take a sip of that. I want you to sit right now and think about all the problems that you're going. Bring them all onto the surface while you hit this blunt. All your bones, consume your head, or take a shot, you drink. What I want you to do is think about what is the main thing, or the main things, if it's a collection of them, that are bothering you in your life. And also think, on the second hand, what are the things that are going good in your life? So what I want you to do, when you think of both of these things, the good and the bad, I want you to know what they are. They're called the yin and the yang. And these elements of life, of existence, coincide with one another. They're no different. They're the same. It's like you got a coin, and one side of the coin is heads, another one's tails. say it's a different coin just because each side is different. You pick that up off the ground. Coin. All in all, it all has the same value. All has the same energy. All has the same power. So don't always think that the yin will always outweigh the yang. Vice versa. So what you have to do is you have to recognize things. And if you can find a way to eradicate something that you may feel is too good for you, but it can turn out to be bad. And also something that you may perceive as bad, that can turn out to be good. Now, I want you to think about is health important to you? How important your health is to you? How important the health of others and the well-being of others is to you as well? How do we make positive changes on negative things in life? Also, too, how can you take something that's negative, something that's positive, and it can go from positive to negative? How could that happen? Does that come from ignorance? Does that come from not being aware? I want you to take yourself on a spiritual journey right now. As you're hitting this one long, assume your head, you're sipping on your drink. I want you to reflect on how you feel about yourself. Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Or do you just feel okay? Or you're in the middle? Sometimes we can be full of ourselves. Sometimes we can be down on ourselves. Or sometimes we just be even keeled. The hardest thing in this life, honestly, is to be even keeled. Sometimes we can get a taste of some success. Let's get a little bit of money in our pockets. And we'll upset the balance of ourselves and the universe. The reason why we'll do such things is because we're human, we're flawed, we're not perfect individually. As a collective, humans can be perfect. But not. Because the reason why is we have too many of us that feel we're just solo individuals. And we are. But we're individuals that are collective. So what you should realize is your universe, your life, your solar system, your galaxy, your brain, your soul is the sun that keeps the molecules, which are stars, blood cells, planets, and vice versa. Your atoms, which are people, we're just souls. We keep those. Our brain keeps these things alive within ourselves. Blood cells, air molecules. We also even have microscopic creatures that live with us that depend on our universe as human beings. Now, want you to also, after this meditation session, go look up just videos on interstellar travel, on just different solar systems, on or just recently discovered planets. They give you another reason to start looking up at the sky at night. You realize we're not alone. We've never been alone. We start realizing that there is something greater, something bigger than this. And we believe. Now, we're going to get into some self-relaxation. Feel free to just stretch, crack your neck, like my boy said, we getting old. Some goddamn football injury. Lula shouldn't have been hitting people 250 pounds. Why y'all let me do that, John?
I know you were a great addition to the team.
They know it's one. Is playing sports, therapeutic as well. Exercise, working out. You have the time. Do a little bit of workouts each day. You know? Try to stretch every day. Also, too, try to think of positive things every single day. Have positive habits. You can only work out. All right. Yeah. So, our little lovely guests, we'd like to thank them for coming through. Yeah, go ahead.
Take the money, bring it back.
So, as I said before, we want you guys to continue to stretch right now. Let the music take over.
We'll take mine, so we'll deal with this bullshit.
All right, as we bid farewell to our friends, thank you guys so much for coming and joining us. We'd like to thank everyone else that's there, that's still with us right now. Say it out to them. Let you guys be safe. Let me know when y'all make it. Send me a text message, Facebook message, Instagram. So now that you guys made it safe.
Thank you.
Much love. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Also, anytime you're always welcome to this SweetSpot.
I haven't been missing in action.
I know it's good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
No, for real, I really appreciate you guys coming. I really do. Thank you for having us. This is meditation session. If you guys want to catch us later.
I'll call them off now.
All right, guys, be safe. Adios.
Hasta luego.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you guys. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go on to our final stage of our meditation session. This we're gonna listen to our Tibetan singing bowls. So right now, this is our deep meditation, our spiritual journey where we're gonna go through. What we're gonna do right now, Tibetan singing bowls, is gonna protect you from negative entities that are trying to get to your realm. So if you're able to hear this and you're able to play this back, what I want you to do is play this loud. Because the louder you play it, the stronger the protection it is. I mean, it has. So right now, we're going into our deep spiritual thoughts. Okay? So I'm gonna play the Tibetan singing bowls, and we're gonna have pure silence for a couple of minutes. We're just gonna intake all of the positive energy that we can possibly take in. You don't have to meditate. Continue to smoke the trees, smoke your edibles, but smoke the blunt out your bone, sip your drink. Feel me? So what we're gonna do is transition on to our next spiritual journey. And this is our deep meditation.
How does the world reopen for business?
Goddamn YouTube ads.
To return to the workplace safe.
They just want your money.
Sorry, you guys. All right. What I want you to do is, I want you to sit and take a deep breath. Cross your feet, Indian style. and just chill out. And intake all the positive energy that you possibly take. Breathe that good air. I want you guys to sit, and I want you guys to just relax for a second and continue to breathe deep and sit in silence.
If you guys can, sit Indian style with your palms facing up on your knees so you can feel all that positive energy through the palms.
soul is talking to you, you shall always know it. She'll hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. But those are only three elements. Mm, sense. What about feeling? She'll feel no evil also as well. Shall think no evil. Because the body does what the mind tells it to do. So if you're thinking these things that you're thinking that are evil become feelings. And these feelings become things that you say. So you speak evil out. So then you see the things that you manifest, those evil thoughts. So you start saying, and then you hear the results of the evil that you thought. All because you thought, felt, spoke, saw, and then heard. But hearing and seeing also could be in reverse. You can hear some things about the evil you've caused. And then you'll see it manifest in the flesh within yourself. So how do you avoid these things? You don't think about them at all. Because lingered thoughts become strong emotional feelings. That starts to blind us into saying things and hear things that aren't true. So if you start at the basis of not thinking evil things and not overthinking positive things, you shall find that you won't be self-centered, but you'll center yourself. I want you to take deep breaths. Sorry about that. I want you to take deep breaths. Now I want you to place your hands on your knees if you're sitting in meditation and Indian style. In meditation, see the arrangement. All right. I want you to keep your eyes closed as we move on to the next phase. All right. Now I want you guys to open your eyes. And thank you for chilling and meditating with us. So now, about to get into some instrumentals. You know, on freestyle flow. I'm by myself right now. Everybody else bailed out. They got a little too turned. Hey, that's usually how it is in the sweet spot, you know? Like, welcome to the sweet spot. I know the words wrong with this, you know, right about now. Mike, let's cue that Just Friends real quick. We're gonna do the Just Friends segment. And it goes a little something like this.
Let's be friends, we should be friends. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna pretend. We should be friends, let's just be friends. I don't need the drama, I don't need the headaches. Let's be friends, we should be friends. I don't need the drama, I don't need the headaches. We should be friends, let's just be friends. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna pretend. Just friends. I was thinking maybe we could be just friends. Just friends. We ain't gotta be lovers, and baby we can be just friends. Just friends. We ain't gotta be lovers, and baby we can be just friends. Just friends. We ain't gotta be lovers, and baby we can be just friends.
Or should we just be friends with this person? This is your opinion.
Let's be friends, we should be friends. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna pretend. We should be friends, let's just be friends. I don't need the drama, I don't need the headaches. Let's be friends, we should be friends. I don't need the drama, I don't need the headaches. We should be friends, let's just be friends. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna pretend.
They weren't married. They couldn't go.
Now the next question. We have a question from Debbie. Debbie said, "Your girl, and we seen, we talk to each other every single day, but she had a really
Let's be friends, we should be friends. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna pretend. We should be friends, let's just be friends. I don't need the drama, I don't need the headaches. Let's be friends, we should be friends. I don't need the drama, I don't need the headaches. We should be friends, let's just be friends. I don't wanna fake it, I don't wanna pretend. I was thinking, maybe we could be just, maybe we was thinking, maybe we could be just friends. I was thinking, maybe we should be just friends. Maybe we should be, maybe we could be friends.
I'm not even gonna read the rest of that goddamn stuff, baby, because you should already know. I said this shit out there. I said, you should be friends, all right? Don't even be friends with him, though. I don't want him to do that kind of stuff. You feel me? Yeah, like, goddamn. Wow. Okay.
Next.
Thank you for tuning in to our Just Friends segment. We ended that one on a wild one. The girl name was Laquita. They called her Lala. Shout out to the homegirl Lala. Yeah, baby girl, you should just be friends with that dude. So what we about to do right now is we finna sit here and we gonna smoke a couple of blunts of that one because yeah, we need some trees in our system right about now. Shout out to the people on Twitch. Shout out to TWZ Productions. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna play some instrumentals so y'all can sit back and chill with us. Roll you up another bleezy as we get ready to head out in probably about like 30 something, probably 30, 20 minutes. I think we got a pretty decent show tonight. I mean,
yes, sir.
Mike, do we have one of those a round of applause sounds on there or something like that? I know we got the toilet, making some shit is ass up. But hey, this shit, kids you not, this shit. It's dope as fuck. We try to do the main thing. We try to do our goddamn thing every single week. Like I said, shout out to TWZ Productions for holding it down. We've been doing this a couple of months now, and we're just trying to grow. I really thank my boy for just really giving me the mindset and the thought process to just do this shit because sometimes it ain't nothing to it but just to do it. You feel me?
Yes,
and like this, I really thank you guys. So I really want you guys to know that over at TWZ Productions. You feel me? All day, every day. Also too, shout out to the Frequency Kings who was on that. They produced that track. That album is out right now. Ways of Synchronicity. Yeah, I said that right, and I'm faded. Shit, normally I fuck it up. So you feel me? But like I said, Ways of Synchronicity. By the Frequency Kings. That track right there is called Just Friends. You can go on YouTube, Music, Spotify, all your major streaming platforms, Apple Music or whatever. You can get that track if you like that song. The song is called Just Friends by the Frequency Kings. That's with a Z at the end of Kings. All right. So we're gonna do right now. We're gonna take it back, way back. Back at the time. Yeah, I want to welcome y'all to the Freestyle Cypher. Well, I mean, fucking would have had a cypher, but niggas got too faded and had to go home. I want to thank y'all for coming through. Chilling with your boy Smooth. Yeah, as we sit here and chill out. Pretty smooth out here. This is Freestyle Cypher right about now. I'm feeling like double dutch, I'm only in the middle. You can be hated or diddle, catch jumping over the fiddle. Whatever the fuck it is that you think you're doing. My nigga, my style is crazy and I'm about to ruin. Come through with the kung fu, whoop your ass quick fast. I don't give no kind of fuck you being in the cat. Skit, dead bodies put up in baskets. I don't give no kind of fuck what you talking business. It's Jurassic. I'm in the park, something like Jurassic. Monsters, Tonka, rolling up a big bitch. Yeah, I'm about to hear this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna do this shit. Crazy ass nigga. I don't look innocent. I swear that I probably do. They say I ain't did shit. It's cool. I ain't kill nobody and I don't even do it, bitch. I'd rather catch fame. I blow up like the hand grenade. These niggas talking shit, but that's cool. Bitch, you ain't with the niggas. They really wanna hate on me. Trying to go debate. That's cool, cause they gon' hate on me. SMC, SMOOV. You know how it is. I gotta go see it now. I'm gonna go ahead and go hard and go strong. Try to freestyle off the top of the dome without saying cuss words. But some people I never heard now. I can go and try to be a congratulated type of guy, or just be fly every single day of the week. I need a freak. She be getting butt naked in the sheets when she see me. That's just crazy. Now hold up, she wanna have my baby, but she like I cook and clean. That shit is lazy. Damn, I messed up because I said the S word. I'm like, man, I gotta go with it. So backwards, flip it up, try to do the best I can. I know my skin look like I am a Mexican, mixed in a Native American with an African or Egyptian or something from Japan. It's like we're over in a place you can't see what it is. The screen just really be me. Now TWZ Productions in the house. Now we all about to go wow. Hey, it's green in this place you see me. About to light up just breathe. Hey, fresh on fire, screaming high notes like Mariah. MCs call me Messiah. Shout out to Run DMC, R.I.P. the Jam Master GC. You know it's me, SMOOV. Like I said before, probably a couple of times before. I don't care, bro. Cause I'm wildin' out like my name ain't King. Bang, boom, going off like I'm a king. Hey, I'm about to be up in your hood like a mechanic. Yeah, I'm in your hood like I'm in, like I am. I'm in your hood like a kid. I'm like, I already mess up. My boy Mike says, what's good? What's goody? What's goody? Hey, what's goody? Hey. What's goody? What's goody? Hey, what's goody? What's goody? What's goody? Hey, what's goody? RP to Trayvon Martin, had to put on my hoodie. Shout out to my nigga Mike, what's goody? Now right now, I'ma just say how I feel. We're gonna keep it real. Shout out to Emmett Till. RP to Emmett Till. We keep the shit straight. These motherfuckers talking bullshit, nigga. Before you in the grass, no, I'm not a snake, but I'm a sniper. I'm about to hit your ass with a straight bullet, bang, across the head. Hoping that you don't hit the ground and end up dead. I'm like a zombie, not the living dead. Brains is all I want, so I get the head. You feel me? I'm trying to do my thing. I come through with my kicks that's fly like I wasn't Kane. Shout out for the cliche flow from Lil Wayne, but my hat's a sharp towel like Carlisle. I mean, this bitch by the new freestyle way. Popcorn bullets. Yeah. You want us to freestyle?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Woo. Wait up. Woo. Woo. She said she was a lesbian, but she got a big ass mouth like a pelican. That shit is crazy. So if you was a lesbian with a mouth like a pelican, how a lesbian got a mouth like a pelican? Oh, that's crazy. The dick be in her mouth though. That's crazy. She said it be them other stuff. That be that carpet. She be munching, be on something. We going wild, jumping off in the function. Get gang bang. About to do some dope thing over there. Listening to old songs from Lil Wayne. She said she wanna be a freak, some T-Pain, and that's cool. But I said, why you gotta be strange? What? She said she don't know. She just wanna be a hoe on Figaro. She said that's the easiest way to make her dough. And I said, well, that's crazy, but look, baby, whoa, you can't fuck with me. You got them diseases. You got that nasty woman disease. Look, you don't fuck with me. And some OOB ain't fucking with that. I'll probably go in the side and hit from the back. Nope. Never in my dreams, I never think about doing even such a thing. Now, it could be a roster that ting, chong, whatever you need. Don't fuck with me, cause I'm a real MC or you other MCs. You can't even see me. You sit in front of a TV. That's all clear and greedy. But LCDs, my opals on your face. You could just stay up in your place. You could see it in whatever it is. You can't be a race. Jamaican, Haitian, African, Black,
And I don't give a damn if you put them in the trash can, chop them up, money hot. I don't give a fuck, we stop. Love like the Tupac, why the doctor 2 shots? Nigga take a hold. I don't know what it is. Nigga, you know, I took a couple of shots to the drain, down bent, low, like a nigga that took a couple of shits. You know when you hear those shits, hit the toilet and that shit, bend to some dookie real quick. It's nasty. I don't like talking about that because somebody probably eating it and blow up my cocaine, the saints, niggas looking like, hey, nigga, this shit has changed. Yeah, my hat's is sharp like Kung Lao. Johnny Cage glasses like my style. I don't give a fuck, I say come here now like I'm Scorpion. I'm freezing like a Sub-Zero. I just know my nigga, I got arms like Mataro. Wait, Bizarro, what you think it is? Put it in our painful years. I just tell them could I live? Yeah, I don't know, but I'm really telling them we gon' go. Pull up to the club, fresh as shit. Step up in the club, do some shit that's elusive. Step up in the club, fresh and dope, do some new shit. Step up in the club like, hey, move, bitch. Who you think you is? You ain't me, you ain't he, you ain't she. So what you be? Well, you be somebody trying to get VIP. You didn't pay for this. The fuck you think you getting for free? You snuck in the club. Cause you gave that black nigga in the back some dick suck, and now you gave me a back rub. That nigga said it's cool. It's crazy how you had to suck some dick in the fucking club. Was free. Oh, you had to skip the line because you thought that you was fine. She said, nah, it's a Pokemon. A lucky charm, looking ass motherfucker. We like, nah, bitch, she ain't got no ass motherfucker. He said, that's cool, man, but I gotta get bread. It's fucking, I'm fat. I gotta get head. So if that's the way that I gotta do it, and I gotta get cash, and I don't give a fuck if I'm fat. I gotta get ass. So if I gotta spend some money, I gotta have fun. Fuck it. I let that bitch be my plate one day. I mean, do something to eat because I'm hungry. I know I gotta get me some fucking money. I'm in this bitch and I'm looking like this. Fat dude, know what I got to do just to give me a boo. So if I gotta spend a few dollars, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, to make her holler, she ain't lie and say she love me, but it don't really matter if I gotta pay a fee, and then she gon' fuck with me, and that's really G. So don't be mad, cause she's not a 3, she's a 10. Yeah, you fucking with the gold bottom chicks that you want, don't give a fuck about the getting rich. Yeah, she ain't got her own job, but I got the bitch that look just like me. That them dudes, that be ain't on no trick, and if you got it type shit, that be the craziest thing. I'm like, damn, my man, that shit is just a shame. Wait, hold up, think what it is. You be on that old and tripping if you got it, bitch. Let me tell you what it is. That's some shame type of game. Look, my nigga, let me tell you the game. You can find you a nice one, and it's all about you. She don't give a fuck about what your pockets be do. If she gon' be cool, if she gon' ride with you, she gon' be like, damn, I'm all over fuck with you. But if she fat, small, tall, big or small, she gon' fuck with you even if you go big ball. You don't really give a damn. She gon' rock with your team, even if you was selling. You ain't gotta be a fiend. You see them crackheads, yeah, they got the best love. Even if them motherfuckers on drugs, they still got enough love. And they still got each other. They be fucked up, but they ain't fucked up. Whatever you see, whatever you think. So it's domination, just nations. I come to up in the nation. Niggas is sick, and I'm about to go ahead and get it. While it up in the feeling, I be telling niggas, get the fuck out your feelings. I be telling these niggas, get the fuck out your feelings. Hey. So I be telling these niggas, get the fuck out your feelings. Yeah. I'm about to sing for you. I swear I already do. Alright, sometimes I feel killing me. Oh, sitting down love, feeling it, this. Coming my way. I'm just living like it is okay. I'm trying to give good vibes to everybody. Trying to live good vibes with everybody. Singing with it on me. We sing like we each other. Said I've been on this thing, to be honest. Middle fingers to the ladies, babes. Them niggas that try to leave. Like,
Look at my nigga, I ain't gotta be hood, but I'm still hood. I ain't gotta be a fuck. No gang niggas, I ain't gotta be dumb. The west side, two sides, the Gemini get high. No one living my life, living my life, cause I'm in that place where they come. So the night, I'm about to go get. Baby, I can understand. Ooh, 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 ooh. Da, 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 da,
I'd like to thank y'all for coming out to the show. Shout out to TWZ Productions. We're about to get ready to take it on home. Now, low key, what we like to do about this time, wait, the bat signal, man, wait, hold on. Somebody's like, why you gotta do all that? Because they don't go simultaneously like a pimp named Setback. I'm sorry. But we gotta do it once again. And once we get it done, we promise you that we will not let you down. All right? Now, I want to thank everybody for coming out once again. You know, beautiful. Even ugly people too, because I mean you're beautiful anyway, baby. All right. Thank you for being in the sweet spot tonight. I'd like to thank all of our special guests for coming out. I'd like to thank Alicia Reason, aka A Reason. Go check her out on Instagram at A Reason to Skate. I'd like to thank my sister Shelbert for making an appearance coming through. Go follow her on Instagram at Nova BR Star or Shining Star. You check out my niece Nova, all of her little Instagram posts. She's so cute. You can check out my little brother Jay. He's on Facebook. Check him out at Jay Iams. He's gonna be showing you all of his Twitch streaming and everything, all of the latest gaming up to date things. You know, shout out to my boy Josh, Panama Drift. Shout out to the homegirl Shannon, to the homegirl Angel, and most of all, shout out to my baby Naisha, for just holding down with us. Also too, really thank TWZ Productions, my boy Mike. Really couldn't do it without you. I really thank you so much for that. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you for all of those who showed your support, your love. Please come through and check us out next week. We will have a little bit more of the same. Just goddamn, we don't know what we're gonna do next week. We might have the hooligans and everybody who was here this week. We don't know who's gonna be here in the sweet spot next week, but you're more than welcome to the sweet spot. You can come through, kick it like some kung fu. You feel me? Yeah, do some hip toss like some jiu-jitsu, smoke a couple of blunts and, sit, brew. And then when you get through, you can chillax, sit back. Don't have your breath kicking like Similac, but you can go do some jumping jacks and be big like a jumbo jack. You feel me? Said popcorn player. I'm from LA, not the Himalayas. You feel me? But I'm gonna leave that to Jerome. Don't you know? No good. If you call the telephone, you be like, God damn, is that some crazy shit that then came off the top of the dome? Yes, sir. If you feel me, then you know what it will be. Shout out to my boy TWZ Productions. My phone is about to die, but we gonna hit that goddamn motherfucking hey.
Lord, I've been thinking all night what I'm gonna do to make it right. I'm gonna get some candy, and when my mind gets to going all kinds of places, and I just don't know what I'm gonna say. Give me the candy, it's so sweet. Gotta take it back to Yeah, it's like a lot of things wrapped up into one. And science did some fun. Welcome to the sweet spot. Where it's sweet, he said, just keeping up. Just keeping up. Welcome to the sweet spot. Come on, get it, just keeping up. Just keeping up.